Hey everyone, welcome back to the A stream with our wonderful players plus me. Um, we're going to be playing Evil Genius Games' Everyday Heroes, and last we got left off was quite a bit of a cliffhanger. So I know for one, I am very excited to see what happens next. I haven't stopped talking about being excited about what's going to happen next. But before we jump into things, why don't we all introduce ourselves real quick? I'll go first because I'm really speaking and I like the sound of my own voice. I'm Drak or Draconics. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm playing Mr. U, who uses he, him pronouns. Totally not based on Mr. T or anyone like that. Anything that resembles Mr. T is purely coincidence, and I thought of it first. I'm gonna throw it over to Sam.
I'm Sam, and I play Lottie, who is your fencer, charming character, and a little threatening, which we love. And I'm glad that I was not in the hot seat at the end of that. So, speaking of the person in the hot seat, we're gonna throw it over to Stella.
Hello, hello! I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all other social media. Today I am playing Kimchi. Kimchi is a bodyguard, a tough hero subclass. She, they pronouns for both of us, and yeah, we were left on quite a cliffhanger. Someone from Kimchi's past. We'll find out more of that soon. I'm gonna pass it over to Kai.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pi. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing as Prescription RX, who uses she, her pronouns. And yeah, I'm really interested to find out what's been going on with my bodyguard because apparently we have secrets now.
And I guess that leaves me. I'm Ed. He, him. I am the GM and all of the other characters, which means really I'm in the hot seat all of the time because these wonderful players are constantly keeping me on my toes, even after one session. I love them dearly, and I can't wait to see what chaos they have with them this week. But Drak, there's incentives and stuff like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for reminding me because I
no,
am
no.
fool. So yes, there are incentives. If you put exclamation point incentive in chat, the incentive should pop up. There you go. Thank you, Stella. So if different incentives, if you want to mess with our game, are give the player or the GM an extreme inspiration, which is a 1d8 to any roll they want. Other than damage, unless you know what, it's extreme.
No,
It's
no,
got
no. Let's do
extreme,
damage. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
with
yeah,
damage as
yeah.
well. So
Got
like
to
if you
have
want to use
sense.
it
Yeah.
on damage, go ahead and do that. That's for $5. At $7, give the players or the GM a reroll to make it a little bit easier to make or dodge those hits or make those ability skill checks. At $10, you can recommend or suggest your own one-liner. The landmark, the thing that all action movies are known for, action shows are known for, the iconic one-liners, and we will try and figure out a way to weave yours into the story at some point. I think we agreed that whoever does it first gets extreme inspiration as well. So whoever
Yeah,
can do it
yeah.
first and do it well gets an extreme inspiration. Um, at $20, an NPC of your making joins the story. All of this you can actually include a comment in your donation. So we'll actually see whatever you're asking for. So describe the NPC you want, and it will try and fit into the story, whether or not to be the good guys or the bad guys, or just a bystander. Whatever you like, we will make it happen. And at $69, yes, 69. Oops, more dinosaurs. I don't think that needs an explanation, honestly. I think you get it. So that's the different tip donations. If you donate to our Pally G, everything you've tipped will be split equally between all of us, the channel, and also a wonderful producer who's behind the scenes, Tara. But yeah, that's pretty much it. From we're gonna throw back to our DM to see what mayhem they're gonna throw us into.
Well, mayhem, perhaps. But sit back and relax as we go into episode 2. All beaters are off. In an offshore base known only as the Rig, the 4 of you were brought together by Templeton Smith, the head of an organization known only as the agency to be briefed on your latest mission, an ongoing incident on Manhattan Island. After a seemingly harmless gas attack, the streets had been evacuated, and any attempts at penetrating the mist by local authorities and the National Guard had been met with resistance. The group behind the attack are unknown, but Templeton believes that the target to be the Empire State Building, and though he would not divulge who, a concerned and very interested third party has certain assets within its walls that it would rather be left unknown. Working in tandem with Ryan Rutger, another agent, and his squad, all of whom were approaching from the sky, you arrived into the city from beneath the ground through use of an experimental vehicle called the Mole. Charged with disabling the building's electronics to allow Ryan a quick and easy entrance, you were met by a small army of mechanical ninjas patrolling the lobby, a threat that, thanks to your group's tech whiz, you were able to neutralize before heading inside. Discovering the operator of these robots, you questioned him, finding that he belonged to an organization known only as the Night House, a name that was very familiar to one of your number. But before you could question him further, and as you discovered the existence of a secret floor with its own power source between the 85th and 86th floors of the building, you were joined by another, as standing outside the glass of the office was the Night House's leader. And as he stands there, looking at all of you through the window, he just takes you all in, and he spreads his arms fairly nonchalantly as he smiles quite pleasantly at all of you, gesturing to the lobby outside. Well, I see you've deactivated our robot.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
So I see. Is there any chance I can come in and join you? I know we warned you'd be coming, but there's no reason for us to get off on the wrong foot.
Sure. Come on in.
Just sort of walks away from the glass and sort of, after a little bit of a heft against the door, which you barricaded, it slowly creaks open and, if you wouldn't mind just moving the cabinet.
I just look at Kimchi.
Kimchi like awkwardly rubs the back of her neck. She's like, yeah, Mr. Yu, can you help me with this?
Yeah.
There is
Shimmy the cabinet out of the way.
as it is pushed to one side, and the individual just steps through, and you see that as he pushes the door open, that on his right arm, around the material on his sleeve, there is what looks to be an armband, one of a silhouetted lighthouse against a full white moon. And as he steps through, stepping over a few bits of rubble that are still on the ground, he looks at all of you before finally his dark brown eyes rest on you, Kimchi. You're the last person I expected to see.
Yeah. Kimchi kind of stands in front of him, and there's this moment where you can feel the tension in the air, and she looks very awkward, and all of a sudden she lifts up her hands and she tries to give him a really awkward hug, patting him on the back.
He sort of reaches out and rather less awkwardly just brings his arms around your back, and you see him just like give a bit of a squeeze on one of the shoulders before standing back. Unexpected, but I'd be
Yeah.
lying if I said it wasn't a pleasure.
Well, glad to see you're in one piece. You did something with your hair.
I grew it out, yes. How are you?
Lottie, who is still sitting on the chair, like with her fencing sword up against this other guy's throat.
Yeah.
Like, kind of turned
He's still like
around.
up against the...
Yeah, she's like just sitting there and turns around and she's like, "What in God's name is going on here?"
Oh, I should introduce you to.
Yeah, you should.
Just a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone, Meet my ex.
Oh,
Wow.
hi.
A pleasure.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
So, I assume you are from the agency.
Why do you
Yeah.
ask? Don't admit it, Mr. You!
I mean, they seem to know Kimchi. I feel like they probably
my
are pretty
God.
aware. No, we're not.
Make a deception check for me at heavy disadvantage.
Double disadvantage.
No, just kidding.
Just
I
give
was
him a nat
lying.
one.
I rolled 2 12s, so that's a 14.
What?
He looks at you and just sort of cocks an eyebrow before leaning back against one of the desks, and he crosses his not inconsiderable arms over one another and well, we were told we could expect you. As
By
I
whom?
say, by a friend. And an employer.
Who is it?
Kimchi, how have you been?
Oh, hold up. You're not going to ignore me like that.
Wow.
You
The
see,
I
actual
literally got this
audacity.
man's life like at the edge of my sword. And you're okay with that?
It is true, boss. She is quite handy with
Yeah,
the
it's-
sword.
I got you. Honestly, I don't think he cares about your life because I'm going to slice your throat.
Please don't slice Seagal's throat.
You said do?
Please.
You said do? She's
I-
like
I-
slowly pushing it in more.
Make an intimidation check.
Where the heck is intimidation? Oh my gosh, I'm so proficient in that. 22.
Lancelot just, the man in front of you.
everyone, this is Lancelot. You see, like Kimchi was like about to take out the puppy pictures, but like Lancelot, yeah.
The newly introduced Lancelot sort of reaches forward a hand towards Seagal, seeing that you are pressing the sword quite closely against this man's throat. And all right, we're just here to talk.
Your employer.
Well, as Kimchi has already told you, my name is Lancelot. Outside of my own operatives, nobody knows who leads the lighthouse. None know my name, not even your agency. I would prefer to keep it that way.
All right, sorry, your life's nothing.
All right. I see you mean business. Let's talk. Ask me what you want. Who is my
I did.
employer?
Who's your employer?
And you see him shuffle a little awkwardly on his impromptu seat as he sort of glances, it seems, in your direction, Mr. You. And he turns back to you, Lottie. I do not have a true name, but I am currently in the employ of a man called the Butler.
She immediately looks at Mr. U.
Okay. I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. I'm just gonna be upfront here. I really didn't like you. But now I really don't like you.
So I can kill him.
Not yet. I do want to hear what else we can see. What else we can pry out of them
You
before
get to still live a little bit. It's okay. Stop sweating.
the butler.
Thank you.
The butler. They're involved with what happened here, right?
He seems reluctant to say anything, but then once again looking at Lottie, almost thrusting this sword directly into his subordinate's neck, he just nods. And his rather pleasant demeanor is starting to slip at this stage. You can see that he is becoming a little more hardened as he sees how serious this situation is. Yes, I am in his employ. It is purely transactional, though.
So would you like to explain the details of this transaction? What are you getting out of it? What is he getting out of it?
I know you and he have history, and I cannot say that I am entirely in agreement with some of his actions, as I am sure you are not either. But he was the one who told us you'd be coming. Apparently, he has friends in that agency of yours. But he approached us, understanding the Night House's mission to disrupt corrupt governments and to usurp the chokehold that those in power have over us and those without power.
Kind of like Robin.
Robin?
Precisely. But perhaps if you have any questions about my organization, I'm sure, Kimchi, you remember one or two things between stolen,
She just
moments
starts
together.
blushing, and she's like, I'm gonna barricade the door again just for safety.
Absolutely not, Kimchi. You were working with them before?
No, never.
It wasn't always work, sometimes play.
Wow.
Oh,
It's like I don't even know you anymore.
It's like loudly shoving things into the doorway.
Are we just gonna let it slide the fact that Mr. Lancelot over here, what kind of name is that anyway? Said there's friends in our agency?
yeah, no, we're definitely
Is
not.
that not strange? Who are they?
Yeah, do you know Mr. Lancelot?
Like I say, my dealings with the butler are strictly professional. This is the first job we have had with him. It was going rather well.
Yeah.
Glad to disappoint.
Me too.
As you say this, Prescription X, you see that the outline of the building that is in front of you with all of the lights on it, that many of which have since gone out since you started operating it, as you've been shutting off the electrics, you can see that that single secret level between the 85th and the 86th floor is still flashing a very bright red in and out and in and out. And it appears to be getting faster and faster, illuminating in your glasses as you look towards it. But Lancelot nods at all of you and, well, yes, I imagine you would probably all be quite efficient at what you do. From what little I know of the agency, only the best of the best, which explains your presence here. And he once again looks at you, Kimchi, and you see him cast a little bit of a sly glance in the direction of you, Mr. You, as he just sort of like smirks a little to himself and then back to Kimchi.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Heck yeah. Okay. That's gonna be a.
Oh no, not a gnat.
That's a 5.
It's
Oh,
hard to
no.
tell.
Oh,
It's
no.
hard to tell.
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah, I was about to say if you want to insight check.
I think
that.
Kimchi is very distracted right now. You can tell that Lancelot has gotten under her skin and she can't even make eye contact with him.
That's an 18.
Yeah, he's noticed exactly why you don't like him, Mr. You, and he is leaning into that quite heavily at this point.
But can the guy I have like my sword like necking. I'm pretty sure I'm like drawing a little bit of blood at this point. Can he roll for damage? Yeah. Like
I mean,
I feel like it should be taking something.
do you want to roll for damage? I'm not
Yes!
going to make you roll for an attack, but yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Because if I eventually have to fight this man's, I want health down.
That is fair.
Oh god. Okay, hang on. That's a D8. Oh, that's max damage, baby.
Oh,
Uh,
boy.
10.
You see him just, and he instinctively brings a hand
sorry.
down to his throat and just starts to like hold it a little bit. He does not look good, and you can see him just kind of, boss, we can we wrap this up, please? And Lancelot
This is
looks
fine.
over him. Would you please mind not assaulting my men?
No, I do mind. We were
Speaking of
hired for
assaulting,
something.
this light over here that's flashing really brightly in the side of my face is very assaulting. And I feel like maybe Mr. Lancelot, you would know something about this.
You have no idea what your agency are defending, do you? Or more to the point, who?
Who? Is someone generating all of this power?
That right there. And he moves over towards the light board. There's a secret floor between the 85th and 86th floor. This much the butler told us. It houses a secret lab belonging to the US government. And we don't know what lies inside other than that it holds the keys to winning the next war. Now, tell me, how comfortable are you knowing that a superpower is preparing for such a thing?
Pretty comfortable if I'm America. I mean, let's be honest.
I thought your agency was supposed to be above all of that, non-partisan and all that.
Come on.
I will be honest, I'm not entirely loyal to America specifically. I'm not a fan of war, period. How do they know, or why are they preparing for one?
We have no idea. But the butler came to us with this information. Spotty and incomplete though it was, we saw an opportunity to knock this government down a peg or two. That is what we do. We disrupt and we frustrate those in power. This seemed like a good opportunity.
Well, it's there regardless of where we stand. I suppose it would behoove us to check it out. The tool is there. No
Lottie,
one's
can
using
you
it.
stab that guy so we can go look?
Please.
I mean, you seem a nice fellow. I'd hate to kill you.
I mean, you can just
Yes.
poke him a little bit, but
I really, just a little shove straight through the neck.
mm-hmm.
I haven't done that in a bit.
Look, we are accessing the lab now. Our aircraft is docked to the side of the building on that level, and when we find what's inside, and we will either take what's there or we will destroy it. Now, Kimchi, you know our mission. You know that we are not bad people. Are you really going to stand in the way of progress?
Well, who keeps y'all in line? And if you're working with the butler, I don't think we can in good conscience just let you do what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
We have to get more information, please.
How much is he paying you?
He paid us nothing. Only information.
What the hell kind of job is this?
What did you give him then? You said it's a transaction.
As far as I am aware, he is merely wishing to act as a good Samaritan in our cause. Nothing more, nothing less.
Good
Okay.
Samaritan, my ass. And I'm gonna begin to try and make my way and pull Kimchi with me because Kimchi is at the center of all of this.
Yeah, as soon as you start moving, Kimchi's like scurrying after you.
So, if you can make a, I'll say Pi, if you can make a security check for me.
Let's see. Am I proficient in security? I got an 18.
18. So I would say from the map in front of you, you can see that while the floor is indeed secret and it is locked off from the rest of the building, there are ways up there. There are the maintenance stairwells, which it's a lot of flights of stairs. It's going to take a long, long time to get there. Or alternatively, you can see that should you reconnect the power to certain ports and certain areas of the building, you might be able to get the lifts working, though you see that it will require some tampering with the lifts to get you up to the correct floor. But these are probably your two best ways.
Okay, I'm gonna go directly for the lift and say, let me see if I can figure this out. And I am going to use my phone. I'm gonna like crack the face of the panel off of the elevator, and then jack in to the elevator panel, and use my phone to. I have a plan called I'm In. Could I use that?
Absolutely, yes, you can.
Okay. So with I'm In, I can use a back door that I set up previously as a bonus action and take control of a single computer system or dependent device. So would the elevator, like, I guess like the entire elevator, I would have full control of that?
Yeah, I'd say so. So as you make your way out of the office, leaving this fairly awkward social situation that appears to be developing inside, and you make your way out through these perfectly still robot ninjas that are still stood in the lobby, and some of the mist from outside is slowly creeping its way across the floor as your steps just push it to one side. You make your way over to the lift and, ripping the panel out, just start to connect wires and like hook things into your phone, and then there is a as the lift in front of you just slowly blossoms to life. Kimchi.
Yeah, as RX is doing this, Kimchi will head over to Lottie, and you see her just kind of scrounging around in her very many pockets. She pulls out a canister and hands it to you and says, I hope that you can find a non-violent solution here. RX, wait for me! And when you look at it, it has like a bunch of like medical jargon on it and stuff, but you can see a Sharpie scribbled across it that says catnap. And as a medicine profession, I have access to various prescription drugs, and I think that'll be like a sleep inducer kind of thing.
Remember to shove like an Ambien in this guy's mouth? Actually, you know what? That's what I want to do. she's gonna like have her eye kind of on Lancelot, but getting up from her chair, sword very much still in place, and just moving forward so like her arm is getting behind her, and she's gonna be like, open wide.
Make opposing strength checks, I'll
Okay.
say, to see. This guy's rolling at disadvantage because he is quite hurt. Oh boy.
I'm sorry. Not.
So that's a 4 from him.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank God, because mine's only a 10. He's gonna beat me.
So there's a little bit of a struggle, but you are just able to prise his mouth open and just, and you see him just go, I don't want to. He just like falls over to one side. And as this is happening, and you hear the slump of the hacker to one side, Lancelot just turns to you, Mr. You, and so you've been with the agency long?
Yeah, long enough.
You enjoy being a cog in the machine?
I know you're trying to get under my skin, and I'll be honest with you, it's not going to work.
Make a persuasion or deception check, whichever you think is more accurate.
Okay.
Lottie's still in this room, right? Am I hearing this?
Oh, you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Because I'm right there.
It's 16.
16. Okay. He looks you up and down and
18. I'm totally hearing this.
Yeah, you're hearing all of this as Lancelot looks Mr. You up and down and sure it's not working. Well, my man, and as he says this, suddenly his radio crackles to life and you just hear, we're into the lab. Wait, no, no, no. Oh God, oh God. And then everything just goes to static. And you see his quite calm demeanor just suddenly sharpen a little bit as he just looks. Come in. Come in.
What was that?
I have no idea. And he immediately just starts booking it towards the door.
Wait! Are we just gonna let him go?
We need to get up to that level.
Elevator's
I hope
going.
he
Who's
needs-
on?
Oh my
Okay, perfect.
gosh. And she's gonna sheath her sword and just start running.
So as everyone comes out into the lobby, you can see that Lancelot has joined you. And Kimchi, as you join RX over at the lift, Lancelot is not far behind you. And he looks around at this group in front of him and, look, I need you to understand we are not in opposition unless you absolutely want to be.
Uh-huh. I'll be honest with you. I am not against causing a little bit of upsets amongst the government. So in that regard, yes, at the very least, I'm not opposed to you. I can't speak for the rest of my team.
You see Kimchi like holding the elevator open.
Come on, make a decision.
Are we all willing to work with this guy?
It looks like we have to.
Lottie?
It's fine. But if we all die, it's your fault.
If he
Yeah.
steps out of line, Lottie, just kill him.
Oh, I bet I will.
I don't doubt it. Well, after all of you.
Yeah.
Lottie's gonna be like, no, after you.
He just sort of looks at you, down at your sword, and point taken, and just
Thank you.
steps in.
It's just the Southern
And-
hospitality. Don't worry about it.
So he steps in, and the gold-framed elevator doors, still held open by Kimchi. Are you going in a particular order, or?
I'm right
Mr.
behind this guy. That's all I know. I'm right behind him.
Mr. Yu is going to do his best to just very casually stand by Kimchi. Potentially between Kimchi and Lancelot.
Kimchi's just like looking at you. Are you gonna get on or not?
Yeah. And you'll step on.
And I suppose I'll be last.
So the doors. Ding. Bum, ba, ba, da, bum, bum, ba, da, da, bum, ba,
Does
da,
it
song.
take very
bum,
long
bum,
for Kimchi to take out
ba,
the dog
bum,
photos and show it to
bum,
Lancelot?
bum, bum.
Love the girl from Impanita.
Oh, I see you've got more. What are their names?
This one's Spot. This one's Dot.
Mm,
This one's
lovely.
Hot. This one's Bot. This one is Susan.
I miss Tiny Tot. Has he gotten any larger?
Oh yeah, I've gotten photos. Got fostered. I mean, adopted. Yeah.
So has time away given you more time to yourself? And
Are the rest of us hearing this conversation while it's happening? in the
oh,
elevator?
you're all packed in. You're all packed
Lottie's
in.
rolling her eyes, just like.
Mr. Yu just coughs very like.
So, how do you all know one another? Working together?
Murder.
Murder.
Yeah, lots of murder.
Yeah.
Trying to reduce the amount of murder, but 50-50% success
I'm
rate.
still trying to find the six-fingered beast. So.
Yeah, we've kind of been helping Lottie out with that for the most part.
You are an eclectic bunch. Seem to work well together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're definitely a four-person team.
That's an interesting phrase, Mr. You. Is this can I make this elevator going? I'm just gonna like tap my phone.
Make a mechanics check, see if you can.
Oh my god, I love this.
We start speeding. Everyone on the floor.
Hold on. Okay, so
we
I
have-
rolled a 10 and I'm proficient, so intelligence 12.
There is a as it slowly begins, and you all feel your stomachs just like give a little bit as it starts to go a little bit faster up. And as it does, who is in possession of the two-way radio with Rutger?
I think that's
I think that's
alright.
me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So as you pull yourself away from the panel,
Oh
you
wait,
just
don't
hit-
I have it too? It was me and you,
Yeah, because we were
RX,
communicating with
communicated.
because I
Because I guess we have
yeah.
both
group
of them.
split a bit.
So I have one and you have one.
Mhm.
Wait,
Mhm.
why? That depends. Maybe I don't have one anymore. What are you about to say?
It explodes all of a sudden.
So you hear as the familiar voice of
Oh.
Ryan Rutger comes down. We're on the roof. You still in the lobby?
No, not in the lobby. We're actually heading to a secret floor in between 85 and 86. You should head here.
We're not gonna tell him about our friend.
Also, there's a guy that used to do sexy time things with Kimchi.
Why did you have to call it I mean,
I mean, let's call it what it is, people. Why are we're
yeah.
adults? Anyways, Ryan, meet us there.
All right. We'll head in, make some noise. Rutger out. And there's just another.
As I hear them make some noise, I'm just gonna like giggle a little bit because make noise, sexy times.
Can you see Kimchi just turn into the corner of the elevator and she just puts herself in the corner so she doesn't have to look at any of you?
So eventually the whirring of the elevator just comes to a stop and it slows. And there is a ding, and the doors just open. And you are met with a long white corridor. Except every so often, it flashes red. As at the top of a door at the end of the corridor, you see a light slowly spinning. Red and out, and red and out. And you can see that above the door, there are cameras. And the door itself, glass and double doors, it is no longer intact. It is scattered across the carpeted floor, almost as far as the lift itself. You can see it is almost as though it has been shattered outwards. And inside, there is more red light coming in and out, and in and out. And you can see inside, there is a soft, almost mist. But more than this, as you begin to step out of the elevator, you can hear strange sounds, quiet crashing, muffled screaming. And then from out of nowhere, gunshots firing out, and these light up the mist, and you can occasionally see vague silhouettes of individuals with rifles as they scream out and then go silent. And Lancelot, standing next to you all, just peers in, and you can see that he's beginning to reach to the holster by his side.
Wait,
and pull out
what are you doing?
Those are my men in there.
Yeah, and we're right here. I don't want you to shoot us.
Also, it sounds like warrior men. Just being real here. Sorry.
Let's take it slow. I'll take the lead. You stay with me, I say to Lancelot.
He just sort of sizes you up a little bit and sort of brings himself up to his full height. Still not quite as tall as you, but very well.
And Mr. Yu will head forward to be the spear point of the group as we move forward.
Okay. What is the order of everyone else?
Like Lottie would follow behind. So the middle.
Kimchi would definitely be behind RX. You see, as soon as like the noises and the light floods in, Kimchi's flustered demeanor immediately melts away, and you see a very terse seriousness come over her. She draws her weapon, she cocks it, and she assumes a defensive position very close to RX.
As you creep forward and your footsteps softly pad against the carpet and the glass beneath, suddenly, Mr. Yu, as you step forward, your foot lands upon the ground and there is a and then Lottie, as you step forward and your foot meets the ground, louder this time. And all of you stop, but the noise does not, as and each time the room around you seems to shake and you can see the glass on the floor with each noise just shudder. And then from out of the ruined door, crashing through the remaining glass, rearing up on two powerful green legs, its face crashing through the ceiling as it roars. You see the last thing you were expecting, as in front of you there stands a hulking, scaled Tyrannosaurus Rex that just cries out at the ceiling, screaming out as it looks at all of you, its mouth just spitting out spittle and its large, smelly breath just filling the entire corridor. I need you all to roll initiative for me, please.
Yay!
Dinosaur.
I think that RX would actually say that.
So, in terms of initiative order, so I'm going to go in descending order. So, do we have anyone 25 to 20? How about 20 to 15?
I got a 16.
I got a 16.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Nice.
who has the higher dex out of the two of you?
Probably you, Lottie. My dex is +2.
Mine is as well, but I'm also proficient. So it's got a +5.
Yeah,
in it.
I'll give it to you. Yeah, Lottie
Okay.
can go first.
Cool. So,
I
initiative
don't know if I
order,
want to go
let's-
first. I have a freaking
Well,
sword,
I mean-
not a gun.
Would you like to go? I mean, I'm not. I have my bare hands.
Just going together.
So, 15 to 10.
13.
13. Okay, lovely. So, and I need to roll for Lancelot as well. Okay, lovely. So, and what did you get, Pi?
A 5.
A 5. Okay.
Yeah, that feels pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's too busy celebrating.
So the initiative order is it is Lottie, then it is Mr. Yu, then it is the Tyrannosaurus Rex, then it is Kimchi, then it is Lancelot, and then it is Prescription X. So Lottie, what would you like to do?
Yeah. What would I like to do? Are there any like platforms or things that Lottie could potentially like run and climb on to potentially get height to maybe be able to jump on the back of this thing?
Say, make a perception check for me real quick.
Okay. 17?
17. So it is for the most part just a straight and empty corridor. But as you look, you can see that lying next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, there are a number of items that seem to have crashed out from the inside of the lab in front of you, including what look to be a couple of cabinet drawers that are just scattered on the ground.
Okay. I would like to... How far is that?
I'd say around 15 feet.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna use my... I have 30 feet. So yeah, I'm gonna get on top if... Or do you need me to roll? I can roll for it as well. for acrobatics or anything? Are you just gonna let me do it? 'Cause that's fine too.
Oh, sorry. I your audio cut out for a moment. Sorry, what was that?
Oh. Do you need me
Just
to
for me, I
roll
think.
for it? Or...
Yeah. If you can roll athletics or acrobatics, whichever you'd rather.
26.
26. Yeah, you basically cartwheel across the corridor until eventually you just land on top of the cabinets. You are within 5 feet distance of the T-Rex at this point, I'd say.
Okay, so how much taller is the T-Rex's like back at this point for me?
It is around around 5 feet 5 feet away from you. I'd say the actual back itself, its head is scraping the ceiling. In total, this thing is around like 15 feet tall. It's big.
And how high up do you think I am right now?
Around 5 feet off the ground, I'd say.
Okay, so what I would like to do, and also kind of utilize it as my attack, if I can rule to cool it at all, I want to jump and have my rapier like lodge into it, and I'm like hanging from it.
I'll allow that. Yeah, sure.
And that'll
Absolutely.
be like my first hit.
Yeah. Okay, so if you can make an attack roll for me real quick.
19.
19, that hits. Roll for damage.
7.
7, lovely. Okay.
And then yeah, I'd like wanna swing and be able to do it again. I'm like climbing up, and I have 3 of these.
Cool, awesome.
So
So I'll say
2
this
more of the
attack,
same
because
thing.
you are pulling your weapon out and trying to do it at the same time, I'll say make this attack at disadvantage, I
Okay.
will say. Yep.
13.
That hits exactly.
Oh, thank
So
God.
roll for damage.
10.
10. Ooh, that's so nice and easy when it comes to calculating damage. Thank you. So you all watch as, leaping down the corridor, Lottie literally vaults onto one of the nearby cabinets, and leaping up, she just like stabs her sword in, and then just bringing it out in one movement, just climbs up further up the dinosaur's spine until she is hanging, sort of legs flailing a little bit as they sort of kick against the scaly hide of the creature. Is there anything else that you want to do on your turn, Lottie?
Yeah, I want to be able to do that one more time, and then hopefully be at the back of this thing, or on the back
Okay,
of this
sure.
thing.
Roll to attack.
Disadvantage again? 'Cause it makes
Yes,
sense.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good disadvantage, baby. That's an 18.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Oh, another 10.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rolls.
So I will say by that stage, you are probably like pretty much at the base of the neck of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Is there anything else you want to or can do on your turn?
I mean, if I have any speed left, I just want to like swing around and kind of ride it like a horse.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll
settle
allow
it.
that. You sort of like bring your leg over the top, and you are sort of like riding on the back, your head sort of coming perilously close to the actual
Yeah,
ceiling itself.
like ducking a bit.
Mr. Yu, as your colleague climbs up this creature's back, what are you doing?
Mr. Yu kind of cracks his knuckles and just goes, usually I'll show pity on the fool that stands between me, but... And he looks over at Lancelot and just goes, I've got some steam to blow off, and I'm going to rush towards this dinosaur, this T-Rex, and I'm going to fist fight this thing. I'm going to punch it in the leg, the best I could do at this point.
Cool, so
and I'm
roll to
going
attack.
to, right
I
off
will
the
say
bat...
it is
Oh.
considered flanked by Lottie, so any attack will be at advantage.
Perfect. In that case, that's perfect because I want to use power attack, which is an ability I have.
Cool.
Before making a melee attack, you may take a -5 penalty to attack roll to receive a +10 bonus to the damage.
Cool, amazing.
And I can't use it as a bonus action or reaction. But on top of that, I'm going to make this a smash haymaker. But let's see if this hits first before I mention that. Thanks to, I kid you not, I rolled a nat 1, but with advantage, I rolled a nat 20. So, okay, this is going to be a lot more dice than I anticipated. Nice. Um. Okay. So with Smash, my
Hmm.
unarmed attacks do an additional 3d6 damage, and making a
Jesus, okay.
haymaker adds an additional 2d6 to that damage. So
Wow.
I'm currently going to be rolling 10d6 and 2d4 damage for my
Right,
punch.
Tyson, okay, right, okay.
All right, Barrett.
That is.
I'm scared.
And then 47 points of damage.
Get out of my town.
And I just punch it right in the, like, I think at this height, the knee of the T-Rex is probably like literally head height for me. So,
Breaking
like jump and
bones.
just punch right in the side of the knee of his right leg.
I
How
imagine
many
that it just
attacks
like
do you
Oh,
have?
wait, no, it's not. Because I did power attack, so plus 10 to that. So it's actually 57, I think, points of damage. Yeah.
Jesus.
fuck that T-Rex.
And I just look at Lancelot. Keep up.
There
And
is
that's
a
the end of my
distinct like that just like reverberates throughout, and you can almost see the remaining glass in the door like shatter a little bit, sort of bouncing off the carpeted floor as this T-Rex almost out for the count as it just like falls down to, if it had knees it would.
Lottie's on top.
And as it falls down, it's very angry, and it's
Understandably.
gonna go for the thing that hurt it the most. It's gonna go for you. So that will be 25 to hit,
That hits.
and that will be that'll be 34 points of piercing
Ooh.
damage, and you are considered grappled as well. So it is going to try and
Okay.
attack you again, and that misses. So it is going to use its tail to try and attack you, Lottie. So that will be a 23.
That hits.
And let me just do the damage on that. So that will be that will be 21 points of bludgeoning damage as the tail just thwacks up into you, and like it hurts a lot. That is all the creature can do, as it is flailing around. It currently has Mr. U in its mouth, just it is Kimchi's turn. What are you doing?
Kimchi is just gonna shoot it a bunch of times in the face.
Lovely.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this D. Does a 21 hit?
That hits, yeah. Roll for damage.
Okay, that's gonna be 8 damage. And then I have an extra attack because we're level 6.
I mean, you don't need it, but how would you like to take care of the Tyrannosaurus Rex?
I think
God.
there's this really dramatic close-up of Kimchi, and she has her service pistol out. She's next to RX, and she's kind of tracking the weapon as Mr. U's flailing around. She's like, got it. And then, and you see the bullet just like right between, over the shoulder of Mr. U, and then right into the T-Rex's face.
It just rears up, and as it does so, almost silhouetted against the red light, you see Mr. U just flung free of its jaw, and you see Lottie like flying back as well, as this creature just and crashes down onto the carpeted floor, and you see the floor like give a little bit as there is just this distinct as it crushes under the weight of this massive creature, and all goes quiet.
How hard do we hit the ground?
Yeah, can we roll? Can we do a cool
Yeah, no,
superhero
absolutely.
landing?
Yeah, if you can both make athletics checks for me, please.
No.
I'm
While
good
they're
at that.
doing that, can I have? I know that I didn't get one, but can I take my turn?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So RX is super stoked that a dinosaur is here. Like, what the heck? Also realizes that she has a stun gun and can do nothing. And so the entire time is just like recording this.
Oh,
'Cause
God.
One
Oh,
day the internet will
no.
be a thing.
Either Kimchi's got it or we're all gonna die. There's nothing that I can do. I was looking through the plans and I was like, I can tase it? I don't know what. That's about it.
So, Drak and Sam, what did you roll?
I rolled a 22.
Got in that one.
Oh no!
Now I do have my thing where I could turn it into a 20, but I don't want to waste it on that. So just hit me, Ed.
So there is a 1-2 punch as you just see flying up into the sky. Mr. Yu just like brings himself down for a 3-point landing, and there is a and the floor gives almost as much under him as it did for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and dust just flies out from underneath his fist, and you can see glass fly up into the sky and land. And then behind him, there's just a as you see Lottie just fall face first, and you are going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you just plant face first into the carpet. You catch all of this on tape, RX.
Lottie's gonna like lift up her head, and I'm assuming if she's hitting face first, her nose is like broken. There's like blood.
Oh no!
She's like, oh God. Is everyone okay? Ow.
Yeah, I'm good. Just got a bit of saliva on me.
Are
Thanks for
you
the assist.
okay? Kimchi
It's
runs
clean.
past Mr. Yu and goes to Lottie, just skidding down onto her knees, and she's already breaking out her medic kit.
You got like any tampons in there?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Gives you
God.
2.
She shoves them up her nose. She's got little strings. All right, I'm ready for battle.
Hey, I know I didn't face plant, but I could do with some help.
Oh.
Want tampons?
He kind of looks at the claw and like teeth marks on him. I don't know if tampons will help, but
That's fine.
I'm a bit bloodied right now, to say the least.
It's alright, I've got you. And then very seriously, she comes over to you, skids down onto her knees, and she's like, pull up your shirt and your little bandages.
I was making direct eye contact with Lancelot this whole time.
Lancelot, like,
Oh wait, I see what's happening now. I didn't get it
Lancelot
until now.
looks over and just kind of like nods before looking down at the T-Rex on the floor, and sort of bending down to inspect it, just looks over in your direction, RX, and you seemed excited to see one of these. Would you expect to see one?
Would you not?
Expect to see a species of animal that has been extinct for millennia?
I mean, and also, how is this going to win a war when we just took it down pretty quickly?
I guess that depends on what's through that door.
Oh, this is not the thing. Okay, I was confused.
So
I
I mean,
mine.
there's more.
Maybe.
God, you got
I
some
mean-
aspirin, Kimchi.
I got you.
Maybe it'll hit before our next fight.
Just like really dramatically, like flips it through the air. It goes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Can you make a dexterity check to see if you catch it, Sam?
Oh. I mean,
Yeah,
Dex is
I-
your thing, Sam.
I got you. Don't you worry. No,
But
it's
do
not
I-
right now. I got a 4.
No.
Your depth perception is still a little bit off. Like your nose has
Don't
kind
tell
of
me it
affected
hits
your
me.
sight, and you just like. I mean, it wasn't going to, but you've said it now. And you just kind of like reach out into the air, and there is a dunk as you take 1 point of damage, and it just hits your nose and falls to the ground.
Sorry.
I told you it hurts. I'm gonna die from an aspirin bottle.
By the way, do we get any healing from our medic checking up on us? I don't know if it's an actual like,
Nope,
effect.
it's just aesthetics.
Okay.
It's
Tampons
just
in your
character
nose.
building.
Is there an equivalent of a healing like potion? Because I am really hurting.
Well, I have access to drugs, but I don't know what that entails. Oh, I have a first aid kit.
Okay. Does that tell you how much it heals?
Does aspirin help with the pain?
I will look it up.
What are the rules of this med kit?
Checking real quick as well.
While y'all are checking, because Lottie has seen beasts like this before, she's gonna look up at Lancelot and she'll be like, "So you had no idea these were here?"
No. None.
Why don't you ask questions for who you're working for?
Yeah, Mr. High and Mighty.
We were told there was a lab. That was it.
You're not gonna ask what they're working on?
Information was not given. And as
You know,
far as
Kimchi,
I'm
you
aware,
did well. You sounds like an idiot.
We
I-
had a few. We had a few things that we just couldn't meet eye to eye.
well, it's one side of the story, but
Oh, drama.
only where there needs to be. Look, I don't usually like going in half-cocked, but we were told there was a lab. We were told who it belonged to. We were told its importance. Frankly, that was all we needed to know in order to understand the importance of what we needed to do. This, however, is not what I was expecting.
I just looked through our handout and I can't find anything about healing like potion equivalents. So I think we just have to use our short rest hit dice, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So I scrub everyone down with a little antiseptic ointment, some band-aids, a forehead smoochie if it helps.
I
was
mean,
very
Missy,
scared.
you wouldn't say no to a forehead. She wouldn't ask for it, but I mean, he wouldn't say.
Are
he
you
wouldn't
making
say
eye contact with
no.
Lancelot as it happens?
Yeah, just staring daggers at Lancelot to get a forehead smooch.
Lottie's gonna stare too, actually, just for the giggles.
You see that in both these instances, as you look over in the direction of Lancelot, he is actually not looking at you. He is looking in the direction of the door. That is now half blocked by the Tyrannosaurus Rex that lies dead and unconscious on the floor, but he is looking into the mist, and he seems to be searching as much as he can for any sign of movement inside. But as you all sit there, allowing Kimchi to tend to your wounds and your bumps and your bruises and your scratches, you hear and you see nothing from the inside of the lab either.
That scared me.
Oh, watch out for that
I'm very
debris.
sorry. I don't know what that was.
Oh, things
I'll
are
be right back.
falling. Is that a lamp?
Can I go to the elevator and use my phone to program the elevator to go up to the roof where Ryan and team are to bring them down with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're in here, so
Yeah, I'll say make a mechanics check.
okay.
I'm glad you're doing that because I was about to say I'm gonna call him on the walkie-talkie.
I'm back. Something just fell. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use some hit die to
plus
heal myself.
intelligence. 17.
17. Okay. So you program the elevator, and as you step in, are you going up immediately and are you going up on your own?
I'm going to I'm gonna pull out of like my satchel a sticky note. And I'm gonna write on the sticky note, meet us downstairs, and slap it on the inside and tell my elevator to go.
Okay. So as you do so, the doors close and there is a ding, and you just hear a as it makes its way up.
As it's going up, can I message to Ryan and say your golden carriage is currently on its way?
You do.
Okay.
And there is a moment's pause before there's a noted. And that's all you hear. And you see Lancelot look over in your direction and company.
Yeah, our friends are still alive. So
I do not know if the same is true for mine. And he looks into the lab and I'm going in.
I brought my friends because, obviously something is in there eating your friends. So
Yeah.
we should probably bring more people. And RX is gonna just this is awkward. I'm just kind of awkwardly keep walking. Sorry.
Lottie's not gonna say anything, but she's thinking, why now RX is scarier than I am?
Yeah, if RX can make an intimidation check for me, please.
Cold-blooded.
Intimidation. I don't think I was trying to intimidate anyone.
This is your passive intimidation.
Yeah.
You're being very passive aggressive right now.
Intimidation / aloofness. 16.
16. He looks back at you and then at the lab and then at you. Fine. I can be patient. He sits down quite near to you, Mr. Yu, as he just sort of is taking into account the fairly close proximity between yourself and Kimchi and just folds his arms and you usually get this battered and bruised on a mission.
Only when I'm fighting dinosaurs.
Which I'm assuming doesn't happen often.
No.
No. Well, for a man with little experience, it was an impressive show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Between dinosaurs and people, the joints usually are the weak points.
Noted. And as this conversation plays out, you just hear at the end of the corridor, ding, as the doors open. And that is where we're going to take our break.
What a mess.
We are going to be taking a 10-minute break. So we'll see you soon.
Lovely.
And welcome back. Before we jump right back into it, because it seems like we stopped at a very interesting point. I'm curious who's going to step out of the elevator. I just want to remind everyone that, hey, we're actually playing a game called Everyday Heroes by Evil Genius Games, which is currently on Kickstarter. I actually believe it Kickstarter 2 or 3 days ago. So if you want to get this game, if you want to do badass things like ride a dinosaur or punch a dinosaur in the knee or shoot a dinosaur in the face. It's not just dinosaurs, but that's all we've done so far. But or hack an elevator. If you want to do all of this cool stuff and more, you can back it on Kickstarter. You put !Kickstarter, it should come up with the link to the Kickstarter. You can also just follow Evil Genius Games on Twitter. They'll be posting tweets about what they have going on with that game every so often as well. And also, if you put !Incentives again, I'm going to remind you all without the S. Sorry about that. Instead of without the S, you'll get the incentive that you can tip us, support the cast members here, the producer here, and also affect the game. And now that you've seen the first T-Rex, the first dinosaur, it makes, if you didn't know already, you know why $69 is more dinosaurs. So if you want us to have to fist fight or gunfight with more dinosaurs, $69 is right there. But if not, you have the many other incentives like creating an NPC, giving us or the GM an inspiration or a reroll, or again, oops, more dinosaurs. One dinosaur was difficult, but I feel like 2 might be a bit harder. So if you want to tip that much, please go ahead. But yeah, just jump right back into it with Ed.
Okay. So, as you hear the sound of the elevator coming down the other side of the corridor, Kimchi, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and turning around, you can see Lancelot behind you, just looking in the direction of the lift before whispering to you, I know your three friends now know my name, but I would rather that be kept under wraps for anyone else. Please.
Okay. I'll call you Lulu. Wink.
Wink. And he gives you a wink as the doors just ding open up, and you see behind them 4 individuals. You see Ryan with his close cropped blonde hair and his military uniform on, and he is accompanied by 3 others. 3 others that you have seen in the field, or at the very least, read their files. You see Shark Eyes, a black-clad ninja wielding 2 katanas, his face mask sporting a thin fin atop his head. You see Air Force John, a tall, muscular individual with a handlebar moustache and a grey flight outfit that has the sleeves torn off. And you see Locksmith, a small woman with large goggles and wild, spiky purple hair, carrying a very, very large laptop underneath one arm. And as they step forward, you can see Ryan just begin to bring his rifle down a little bit, seeing all of you stood there. And all 4 individuals just stare at the dinosaur currently lying on the ground. As Ryan looks up, I see all of you made it in one piece.
Yep. Hey, Ryan.
Hey. Who
Yeah.
is the
Lulu.
5th guy?
We're calling him Lulu.
This is Kimchi's
Lulu.
ex-flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lulu. Why are we calling him Lulu?
It's been
I
a
don't know.
regular episode of Dallas up in here.
What does Lulu have to do with all of this?
Lulu?
Staring at Kimchi.
Yeah.
Their friends are dead. There are dinosaurs here.
And
This
a mysterious
is
source of energy, also, that too.
this is my operation, and it has gone somewhat south, as you can see.
Understatement.
Lottie's
Well-
like pulling the tampons out of her nose. All right, I think it's coagulate. Oh, there's a little bag, man. Just a little bit more.
You can see Ryan about to say something as Lulu spread his arms open, but sort of seeing the blood slowly seeping out of your nose, just looks back towards him and, well, as you can see, you're tangling with the best. So, dinosaurs. This was not on the paperwork.
Yeah. No. Word of advice: avoid their mouth. It hurts.
Yeah, I can see that. How are you holding up, big guy?
I'm doing good. Honestly, the dinosaur came out worse for wear.
Well, I can see that. So, what is the plan? And he just sort of holsters his rifle on his back and sort of looks in the direction of the newly named Lulu, just sort of looking him up and down and taking particular note of the unholstered gun by his side before turning back to you all.
We were just gathering ourselves after the first dino attack. We were gonna head back into there. I'm gonna like gesture to the door past the dinosaur. We were thinking there's a bit more going on in there.
Well,
Check if there's any survivors. And deal with whatever's behind those doors.
well, the 4 of us can take care of that. How about you resume your original position down in the lobby, we can take care of things from here.
No.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all of you. I've seen your files. You do good work, especially you, Air Force John. But I think the more men, the better. In this case.
Yeah, an entire
Lottie's
team got eaten. We think.
Lottie's like not spitting, snorting out like a bloody snot rocket, like from each one, just to get it out in the corner. And
Can you make a
unless you want,
dexterity check for me real quick?
Oh my god!
Ugh. Yeah.
Like a pop
Why?
quiz.
It's a 6.
No.
Why have my dexterity checks been horrid?
You just kind of prepare yourself and 1, 2, 3, and it just like go, and you feel so heavy in your head as bloody snot just jettisons back up your nose, and it is an unpleasant feeling.
She's gonna just grab like her nose and her head. If you want more of this, then you probably should take us with you. It'll help. Ow.
Ryan looks between all of you and all right. Team A, Team B, together at last. How
And
about
Lulu. Don't forget Lulu.
And
Lulu.
Lulu.
and Lulu?
Kimchi's new boo. Old boo.
Old flame, new flame,
X.
Simmering.
Yeah, X.
Past
It's X, right?
tense.
X.
Holding a dull candle for.
Like
Well,
blowing in the wind and you're trying to hold it.
I'd say that's entirely down to Kimchi.
Oh.
We should get going. We should.
Yeah, let's get going.
Kind of
Really
like
wanna-
grabbing RX and kind of beginning to try to move forward.
Before we proceed, am I allowed to unholster my weapon?
Yeah, sure. But you're sticking with me still.
I wouldn't have it any other way. And he just unbuckles his holster, and you can see Ryan just reach for his rifle, and Lancelot just takes his weapon, and the safety's on. And he begins to walk with you, Mr. You.
I need to do a roll. I'm just gonna do a quick roll right now because
Ed, you
Okay,
are
cool.
such a good DM. You are making everyone so suspicious. I don't trust anybody here.
What are you rolling, Drak? What are you wanting to roll?
Mr. Yu isn't the smartest person. And I think he's very trusting. So I'm trying to differentiate between Drak and Mr. Yu to see if he trusts Ryan right now.
Okay.
And from my roll, I think he entirely trusts Ryan. So
Okay. Ryan kind of like watches Lancelot move off, and then turning to you just kind of gives you a bit of a wink, Mr. Ewan. All right.
yeah, honestly, he's very annoying, but honestly, another meat shield is never a bad thing, you know?
True. It's just a shame when gets in the way of your own candle, so to speak.
Yeah, let's get going. Let's
All right.
get going. Yeah.
Okay, big guy. Okay. All right, the three of you follow, and Shark Eyes just silently nods and pulls out their 2 katanas and moves forward. And Air Force John just like cracks his knuckles and sniffs a little bit with his handlebar mustache just moving up a bit. And you see Locksmith just pull out her laptop and just sort of start to type one-handed as she walks forward, and she sort of gives you an appreciative like nod, prescription X, as she just like taps away. But what order are you entering the lab in?
I'm definitely going. I think because I think I probably had the highest HP. So I think whenever we're a group, I take lead. So if anything jumps out, I can take the hit. So I'll be up front with Lulu.
Okay.
I think Lottie's gonna not really like keep pace with Ryan, but like for a quick second, just by the way, there's someone asleep downstairs, just in case we get a guest later.
All right. Well, we can take care of them.
Yeah, don't worry. We took care of him a little bit.
How are you finding leadership?
I hate it.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. I don't really have the taste for it myself, if I'm honest.
Well, you're doing much better than I am. And she's like showing her very bloody and like now drying blood nose, like chin.
Well, by
Just
the
kind of smack him on the back. Just like, you got this better than I do.
well, by the looks of it, we haven't had to deal with nearly as much as you have.
To be fair, this was caused by Kimchi killing that thing. I was fine.
Hmm.
It's the fall.
Right. Okay. Sure thing.
What's that look for?
No,
Ryan!
nothing. And he takes his rifle off and sort of like pats you on the back, and he's like, "Okay, no, I believe you." And
What?
he turns on his torch and just starts walking.
What the hell?
I think
She's like kicking debris.
Kimchi is like linking arms with RX, and like as we're like moving together, she lowers her voice and she says, "So like, not even once, just never, had a flame or anything with anybody."
Me?
Yeah, you.
This is why are we even talking about me?
I
You are
don't
the one
know.
here with your old boo. So what is going on with you and Lulu?
No, we're done talking about that. I want to talk about you.
I don't.
Okay.
There's not really much that you can really elaborate on with Lulu.
Well, it all started off as like a enemies to lovers kind of thing. And
Wow.
then we started emailing. Just
Mhm.
communication's really important.
Yeah. So did you guys have great conversation, or is he like actually intellectual?
He likes to paint.
Wow, Lulu the painter.
Yeah. Really into charcuterie boards.
I love a charcuterie board.
We're talking about us again. No, listen.
Now it's an us? I love
No.
this.
You just see Kimchi just shutting down, bright red. She unlinks from you.
What?
She just...
Kimchi. We were having like dialogue. Come on.
I was trying to do a bonding thing here with you. I don't think it worked.
We're bonding. This is a bond.
Sorry, the rest of it's classified information.
Wow.
We should have focus on the mission.
Hold on. As you say, this is a classified mission. I'm going to use the plan Dirty Little Secrets.
Okay.
So hold on, let me scroll up to that. Dirty Little Secrets. Thanks for the research I did in anticipation of meeting someone. I already know some compromising information about them. When I make a charisma, persuasion, or intimidation check, if the ability check succeeds, yeah, you gotta tell me what's up.
Okay, I love this.
Okay, so charisma, which I am not proficient in at all. Ooh, 13.
So does does Stella need to succeed against your difficulty? Is that how that works? Or
It's supposed to be a check, but I imagine if we're doing it contested, then yeah, I would have to do it against Kimchi's.
Okay.
okay, so Kimchi, if you can roll an opposing, just charisma, straight charisma.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's gonna be a 1 because I have a -2 charisma.
So, what do you want to know, Prescription X? What do you think feasibly you could be starting to remember, or even bringing up on your devices currently?
I think that when Kimchi's gonna say this is classified, I'm gonna go classified, and I'm gonna like pull out my phone and begin to like tap on it, and then like check your, maybe you'll glance at it, but you'll see that I'm checking some email and then checking a few two-way communication, like the logs of like two people talking, and I'm gonna go, huh, classified, and I'm gonna still type a little bit further, and I'm going to say, so when you took that vacation 2 years ago, where were you really going?
Ahem. Well, I guess no, so I guess there's no point in trying to hide it. We went to a convention.
A convention?
Yeah.
How boring is that?
Yeah, it was very boring.
Wow, you are just bold-faced lying to me, Kimchi. Are you
Oh,
serious? We're gonna have to talk about this later.
okay. It's kind of like peeping, trying to see exactly what's on your screen.
Make a perception check for me.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I want to know. That is going to be a 14.
14. I would say that you can, and I imagine Prescription X probably isn't doing a tremendous amount to hide it, but it's there. Like these conversations that you would spend like many separated evening poring over and reading and reminding yourself of. There's a lot in there. There's a lot, and a lot of good memories as well. But as you're all walking forward, torches penetrating the mist all around you. Can everyone make perception checks for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
16.
I'm guessing the mist isn't too bad, right?
Not
Like,
too
still
bad.
see through. Okay.
Yeah.
90.
4.
Oh no. Kimchi just all out of sorts right now.
I got a 9. I imagine I'm still like in my phone looking at all these chat logs.
Prescription X and Kimchi, you are both very focused on what is currently happening in this unpooling of secrets. But as Lottie and Mr. U walk forward, Mr. U, your foot bumps against something soft, and looking down, you see a body. Littered across the floor, you see bodies of individuals wearing similar jumpsuits to that Lancelot wears, each of them emblazoned with the same image on the right arm, that of a lighthouse silhouetted against a full moon. And mist fills the room. And for a moment, it takes both you and Lottie a little bit of time for your eyes to adjust as a soft red light dims in and out, in and out, bathing the entire room in a strange glow. But the notable things are what stand around you, and Lottie, you are the first to see these. Because in the center of the room, there is a large glass case that has been broken from the inside. And you would hazard a guess, bearing it in mind its dimensions, that this is probably where the creature you fought came from. But all around this, similar in size, similar in shape, but smaller in size, you can see other glass cases around the room, all of which contain creatures you have only ever seen in books, as dinosaurs are all around you, separated only by thick sheets of glass. Dinosaurs of all shapes and sizes looking at all of you, just gazing. You see raptors, you see baby diplodocuses, you see triceratops, all of them just looking at all of you as mist just hangs in the air. And above all of this, there is a strange humming sound coming from the other side of the room.
Shit. Didn't think there'd be this many.
Perhaps as well.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, what do you think of this?
You can see that Ryan and the rest of his team are looking around, and you see that Ryan just walks over and places a hand against one of the glass cases, and you can see a raptor on the other side just and scratch forward a little bit, and Ryan just immediately takes his hand off the glass and, well, I would say, Lulu, if your plan was to steal all of these, you'd have a hard time doing it. And Lancelot looks round and, we had no idea this is what was here.
So do you still plan on taking these things, destroying them?
Me and what army? And he looks down at the men at your feet, and they're all gone.
Yeah.
I just,
What about your employer?
My employer is strictly off mission. It was information only. But hang on. And he starts to move away from you all in the direction of the humming sound that is coming from the other side of the room. As mist slowly envelops him, as he just moves past you, Mr. You, and almost out of sight. What are you doing?
I think I'm probably like taking a knee and like closing the eyes of one of the deceased before saying a little just saying a little prayer under his breath before following.
So as Mr. You follows Lancelot through the mist and disappears towards the other side of the room, the rest of you, are you doing anything in particular? Are you wanting to look for anything? Is there anything you're wanting to do?
I think that as RX and Kimchi are walking into the lab, we're probably still like whispering and bickering because like I want the tea, damn it. And RX is gonna walk in and go, oh, it's a regular Heaven's Gate fiasco in here, and is gonna walk over to one of the cages that has a dinosaur in it. And I don't have my phone on. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Begin to take some pictures. And also try to find a console to get some information about like these dinosaurs. There's got to be logs somewhere, someone's notes.
Okay, so make an investigation check for me, please.
Okay. Nat 20.
You make your way through the room, and Kimchi, as you look up, you see that Prescription X is making a beeline towards what looks to be a terminal near the middle of the room. It is very close to the T-Rex's previous cage, and as you go over, you start to make your way through a list of files and files and files. I'll say with a natural 20, you get the entirety of this operation. It was set up around 20 years ago with an aim to creating genetically replicable soldiers, essentially. Mindless animals that could be directed in whichever direction they needed to be. Many of these creatures actually have cybernetic implants in them in order to assist with this, to be pointed in the correct direction towards the correct enemy, and all at the service of the US government. These orders came down from the Pentagon and were all okayed by the White House. They have, of course, been kept under lock and key all of these years as they have continued to develop and perfect these creatures. But outside of the government and outside of the scientists working on this, that as you look around, you see a number of individuals in lab coats also dead on the floor. No one else knew about this. No one outside of a very, very select group of people knew about this. And as far as you are aware, the people in this room are the first people seeing these creatures for almost a decade outside of those working on this project.
I'm going to relay this information to my team. I'm gonna ask Mr. Yu and Lottie and Kimchi to come over, and I'm gonna relay the information to them because I don't trust Ryan and I don't trust his team, but they're with us.
So I will say Mr. Yu is on the other side of the room and probably can't hear you. He is following Lulu. But yeah, the other two you can.
Okay, then I will do that and let Lottie and Kimchi know that the US government is raising dinosaurs to be completely controlled, and it's not cool.
Oh, I think you muted Sam.
Not.
I
I don't know why it didn't
looked
come
like
across.
you said something, but yeah, then we couldn't hear you.
No, I was just making sounds.
Well, this is not going to end well.
No, it's not.
I would like to check these cases to see how secure they would be. Try to figure out, why did that one fail? And are these at risk of failing too?
Well, thanks. So if you can make a mechanics check for me. Mechanics or security, whichever you would rather.
I'll do security because that's +7.
Okay.
All right, that's 17.
Okay, lovely. We will get back to that. As on the other side of the room, Mr. Yu, as you are following Lulu through the mist, the sound of humming or whirring gets louder until eventually you realize that as light begins to peek through the mist, it is the sound of rotor blades. And you can see that as you get closer to the edge of the building, that as light pours into the room, bright and yellow, that there is a hole blown into the side of the building. And through this, you can see the silhouette of a giant aircraft hovering in midair, a large ramp leading up to its door. And as you peek through and look into the cockpit, you see that it is unmanned, clearly left on autopilot. And you can see that on the inside, there are a number of uniforms hanging, jumpsuits with a lighthouse silhouetted by a full moon. And you can see that Lancelot is just looking at this as he looks at the trail of bodies all on the floor. Everyone is gone.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's not your fault. Mr. Yu. My men are dead, which means that I am alone. Which means you have to take me into custody now, is that right?
You know, I didn't mean it when I say I'm not a fan of you. But I can't say that what you stand for is something that I don't support. So, Kimchi always said I should probably wear Velcro, but because my shoelaces always end up undone. It takes me a really long time to tie my shoelaces, so if you were to slip away while I'm doing them, mess up on Mr. U's part again, you should probably listen to her more often.
You're quite fond of Kimchi, aren't you?
I think it's kind of hard not to be. I think we can both agree on that part.
On that much. As this conversation is happening, Kimchi, what did you roll, sorry?
17.
17. Okay. So looking at the cases, it looks as though, especially looking at the large one, the only reason that this particular one seemed to fail was simply uncoupling the wrong mechanics and basically loosening the door itself. It looks as though the individuals surrounding the cage were hoping to release it from the floor and essentially guide it as you look over in the direction of Mr. U and Lancelot, who is stood by the blasted wall. That the aim was to try and move some of these glass cages in the direction of the aircraft that is currently hovering outside the building. This appears to have been a mishap, but the ones around, they look secure enough, and none of them holding anything near as large as the Tyrannosaurus Rex that currently lies outside of the lab.
I'll go ahead and point out exactly where it failed and say, we should definitely be mindful that we don't trigger these ones either, regardless of their size.
At this, you just hear in the distance Ryan just, well, I suggest we try not to tamper with any of the dinosaurs here. Where's Mr. U?
With Lulu. Somewhere off that way.
All right, well, Prescription X, do you have everything that you need?
Yeah, I've got everything here.
Good. Find anything interesting?
That's classified information. You know that, Ryan.
All right. Well, looks like there's not much to clear up, so perhaps we can take it from here. You can hand Lancelot over and we'll clear up.
No. We're here through the end. We were hired for a reason, and we have to see it through.
As this happens, and Mr. U, you can hear this, there's no real bones being made about it. You just hear a whisper in your ear. Did he say my name?
Yeah, I picked up on that as well.
Right.
Get ready.
And Ryan, just looking around at all of you, look, my job here is to clean things up, make sure there's no mess. It looks as though our scaly friend outside did most of the job for us, but we still have one loose end left. So,
Which is what?
well, we can take Lancelot into custody ourselves, and
Where did you get that name from, Ryan? We said Lulu. I said Lulu.
what did I say?
You said Lance? Why are you calling him Lance?
I don't know, it must have been something
Ryan, what are you hiding?
what do you mean?
Ryan, what are you hiding?
How close am I to Ryan?
You're around 10 feet away, I would say.
Lottie's definitely unsheathing her sword right now.
I would say everyone make insight checks real quick.
19.
Okay.
18.
19.
Yeah, you can see that Ryan is definitely moving a hand across to the handle of his rifle, and you can see that the three individuals behind him are doing likewise. And Ryan, just looking at all of you, he just looks down at the ground and you were meant to stay in the lobby.
Well, might as well elaborate now.
I think I know what's going on. Our friend Lulu spoke about the butler having some friends in the agency.
The butler says hello.
Can I use a plan?
You can use a plan, yep.
Okay. As I hear Ryan like misstep and refer to Lance as like Lance's real name or whatever, and like I hear that things are going south, since I have my phone in my hand from doing this stuff, can I use the plan brick it?
Yeah, what does that entail?
So for people that are holding an electronic device or are near an electronic device, it gets 3d6 fire damage, and they're on fire.
Okay, so that will definitely apply
The
to
communicator.
one of his number and
You
him
do know
as
I
well.
have a walkie-talkie.
The thing is targeted, right? You can choose who it happens to.
Please don't set me on fire.
Is it targeted?
Oh no.
I mean, go for it. I'll find water.
Lottie's really going through it.
So this is it's a throw against intelligence DC, so you have a chance to.
Oh, great, a chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's a chance.
Oh no.
So what's the DC?
14.
Okay.
Oh God.
So Ryan succeeds.
Ooh.
However, you can roll damage against Locksmith,
Okay.
the individual carrying the large laptop.
Mm-hmm.
What did Lottie roll?
I got a 13. I was right there.
Wait, you have do you have an ability with your dice?
I don't think I do for intelligence.
Damn it.
I do for dexterity.
That's 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. So you watch as behind Ryan, Locksmith, who is currently holding this large laptop and clicking away, there is suddenly a as the laptop just explodes in her hands, and her already very pointy purple hair just goes even more on edge as she just and just falls back against one of the dinosaur cages, and there is a as a raptor just scratches against the wall, and she just like falls forward a little bit. You can see that she is both shocked and very, very unnerved. As you can see, Shark Eyes just pull out his katanas even more. And you can see Air Force John just bringing himself up to his not inconsiderable full height. As Ryan just looks at all of you, this doesn't have to end in a fight.
Does this happen to me too?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
it
you take damage as well, I'm afraid.
Lottie's just on her butt right now. Sitting there and she's chucking that walkie-talkie. Warn me next time, please! Ow!
I didn't have time to warn you. I'm so sorry, Lottie.
I'm just so burnt.
So, unless there's anything anyone wants to say first,
Lottie's crying.
as Lottie's sobs echo throughout the lab, everyone roll for initiative for me, please.
Oh boy.
All you hear.
Kimchi lobs an ice pack at you. Put some ice on it.
Do I
So-
catch it? Can I try to catch it?
Make a dexterity check.
No, now you're just doing it to yourself, Sam.
14?
Yep, you'll go.
Okay, I catch it and I'm just like rubbing it everywhere as it's like melting and I'm getting dewy.
So, initiative, 25 to 20.
I got a 20.
Oh, hang on. I got a 22.
Okay. As in a 20 also, or a 22?
Yeah, a 22.
A 22, lovely, okay. And then 20 to 15. No, okay. 15 to 10. Lovely. Okay. And a 10 to 5.
Finally, I got an 8.
Okay, and then okay, lovely. So, top of the round, we have Lottie first. What would you like to do? Ryan is around 10 feet in front of you, and the rest are around 5 feet behind him.
Lottie. You said Ryan's 10 feet from me?
Yes, he is.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming pretty much everybody's roughly about that then.
yeah, around that. Yeah.
I gotta be up close. All right. Lottie, she's like slowly just kind of getting up, like to one knee. She's like, oh God, not again. And getting on her feet and like kind of dusting herself off and picking up her rapier from the ground because it was not sheathed at that point. It was a big shocking surprise. And she's like rolling her shoulders. She's like, all right, let's go. And she's going to run at Ryan.
Okay.
Try to do a nice slice and dice.
Okay, roll to attack.
23 to hit.
23 very much hits. Roll for damage.
10. We're great at these 10s.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, and you have 2 more attacks, is that
I
right?
do. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
20, a natural.
That hits. Roll for damage.
10. I like this 8 die.
Sam, I love you so much. Thank you.
17 to hit.
17 just hits.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's high DC. All right. Dang, not a 10. It's a 7.
So, okay. Lovely.
And then I want to move. Because, you know, kind of like a fencer, how they like get close and they're like, get back.
Cool.
That's
He
what
will
she's
get an
gonna-
attack of opportunity against you if you move away.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a 19. Yep. Okay. So that will be. Get the correct dice. That will be 6 points.
Can I try to dodge that or no?
Not with an opportunity attack, unfortunately. Sorry.
Is Lottie within 5 feet of me?
Yes. Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, I can do something here. Okay, I'm gonna
Save me.
use take a bullet. So I use my reaction to take the damage instead.
Okay, so you take 6 points of ballistic damage as Lottie goes in and just with a quick 1, 2, 3 of the rapier just like slashes like whole pieces of Ryan's equipment away. And as she's stepping back, you see Ryan just begin to bring his rifle up. And as he does so, firing off a bullet, Kimchi, you just barrel roll yourself in front of her and just take a round directly into the stomach. As you stumble down a little bit, it hurts a lot, and you can see that Ryan just sort of cocks his head a little bit before like starting to bring his rifle up a little bit more. Mr. You watch this happen from across the room. What are you doing?
I'm okay, by the way. Got a ballistic vest.
Yeah. Mr. User is a big fan of Kimchi and would normally get angry at this, but also knows that Kimchi would. I think Ryan's in more danger than anyone else when Kimchi's involved. So he's going to turn to Lancelot and just say, "Have my back, okay?" And I'm gonna rush towards Air Force John, and along the way pick up some debris from the ground, just like a rock, just like a
Okay.
piece of debris. And before I get into like melee range, I'm just gonna throw it at them. Because I have an ability that lets me hurl. I have improvised weapon, which means I'm proficient at any improvised weapon, and they become thrown weapons when I throw them.
Okay,
Um,
sure thing. So
yeah.
roll dexterity attack. I believe that will count as your attack for this round. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I only have one attack.
Okay.
And okay, no, it's a threat, so I can't do that. This is gonna be a smash attack as well.
Okay.
As I
So I'll just like cross this character off like now. Or, like...
I can't make it a haymaker because that's to be a melee attack for me to do haymaker, but I can make it a smash. Does a 25 hit?
Why do you ask these questions, Drak? Yes, yeah, no, that hits. Yeah.
Because it feels good to ask, you know. Okay.
Sorry, you mispronounced "rub it in."
Okay. Yeah. 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. Okay. So as Mr. Yu rushes across the floor and grabs a piece of dusty debris, just chucks it in the direction of Air Force John, and you just hear, "Oh, tarnation!" as he just topples back and falls against the floor. Do you want to use the rest of your movement to get to Air Force John?
Yes. I get route to Air Force John, just be like, "Oh, I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time."
Cool. As you do that, Ryan is his turn. So Ryan is going to turning back to Locksmith. He just goes, "Are you all right?" And Locksmith just gives a bit of a thumbs up, and then he just turns and looks at you, RX, and is like, "Hacker for a hacker," and he's gonna try and attack you. So he's gonna try and shoot you with a 9. I'm assuming that doesn't hit.
No, thank God, because I am squishy.
And then again with a, oh my God, also really bad. That's 10 to hit.
That hits. No, it doesn't.
that hit.
13.
okay.
Oh, it doesn't hit. Okay,
Oh,
right.
I was
God.
gonna say.
I have 8 hit points, so
You have wait, what?
yeah.
Have you even gotten hit?
No.
Okay, so
That's the
Wait,
And-
what?
and then he is going to
Kimchi, please go protect her.
Yeah, I'm leaving. Sorry, bye.
It's fine. I'll take a bullet to the stomach. Yeah.
Ryan grabs an item from his belt, and pulling it off, you see a pin come loose as he just throws it in the direction of Lancelot. And you are going to be in the blast radius as well, Mr. Yu. Can you make
Yeah.
a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Okay. Just seeing if there's anything I can do to help. Nope.
Would
there
that
is
go
not.
like over me?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
I have a feat
We love
called
to
Awesome
hear it.
Reflexes, where I
Okay.
can catch an object and throw it back.
Oh my god.
Do it. Yes.
Yes.
How do you do it?
So because Kimchi kind of like bodied me, I was, staggered a little bit, and I'm getting back up, and I see this, and I'm immediately jumping up and grabbing it, just like, just right back at him.
Cool. Can you make a I will say, can you make a dexterity check for me? Because this thing has a
Oh my gosh, a nat 20! Oh thank God!
Where are you aiming it? There's like
no,
four
just
of
in the
them.
middle of all 4 of them.
Excellent. Okay, so
You saved me.
they are all gonna have to make dexterity saving throws. So Ryan's okay. Shark Eyes is not. And neither of the other two. So Ryan is the only one who doesn't take full damage.
Oh my gosh,
So
my hands
that
are so
is
sweaty.
Right?
Mine too. As soon as he said yeah, I was like, you gave it to me. Yeah.
19. So Lockpick is out. Air Force John takes 19 points of damage, as does Shark Eyes. and Ryan takes half of that, so that will take him down to.
While that's happening, Lottie is gonna look at Ryan and be like, I think you forgot who you hired.
Ryan is fuming as like there is a and you see Locksmith just like flung into the glass of one of the nearby dino cages and just flops to the ground unconscious. Air Force John equally is flung forward a little bit and almost slams into your chest, Mr. Yu. You can see Shark Eyes just like bring his katanas up to try and shield from the blade, but even he is blown backwards, and Ryan is flung forward a little bit, and you see him look up, his sort of perfectly maintained hair now just sweat clinging to his head, and you can see that his eyes are a little bit bloodshot now. He is angry and the facade is beginning to slip. It is Kimchi, your go. As the explosion goes off in the middle of you all, what would you like to do?
Okay, with the explosion and everyone displaced, does that mean I'm no longer in melee range of Ryan?
Yeah, so he's around, I'd say 10 feet, I'd say.
But wasn't he
Okay.
flung forward? Wouldn't that be closer to us?
Oh, true, actually. Yeah, no, so yeah, because the explosion went off. So yeah, he's around 5 feet from you. Yeah.
Okay. That's not great. I'm just gonna try to shoot him a bunch of times.
Okay.
Yep. Alright. Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna do a thing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I have a bonus action called In Your Face. I
Mhm.
choose one enemy. I'm choosing Ryan. They have disadvantage when they attack anyone besides me.
Okay.
This only works while I'm in range of their attack. So I'm gonna be all up in Ryan's face. I'm gonna like try to point blank him, I guess.
Do it, yes.
All right. Does that mean my pistol shots are at disadvantage because I'm in melee?
It would, yes, yeah.
Okay. Does a 10 hit?
It does not, unfortunately.
Okay, and then I got my second attack, which is an 11.
That doesn't hit either, unfortunately. As you run towards him, just like firing off shots, he just like moves to one side and then the other. He is, for his size, he is quite quick. Is there anything else you want to do?
Nope. So just to reiterate, he has disadvantage when he tries to attack anybody. That's not me. That's the end of my turn.
Lovely. Okay. It is Lancelot's go. Lancelot is going to try and shoot Ryan as well. So he's going to use his. That misses, unfortunately. He has another one. That also misses as Lancelot just like fires off 2 shots and they both go wide of the mark. And Prescription X, it is your go. What would you like to do?
Where is Ryan?
So if Kimchi and Lottie are sort of in front of you, Ryan is on the other side of them. So he's around sort of 10, 15 feet from you currently.
Okay. Is Ryan close to one of the cages that has the dinosaurs?
There are cages pretty much all around you. Yeah, so...
Fantastic.
yeah.
I would like to look at Kimchi and like wink, and then I'm going to make a beeline for one of the cage that is like that has a cage where like when it opens it faces Ryan, and I'm going to use my little present, my little payload, to blast the hinges off of that door and release that hopefully towards Ryan.
Cool. I will say it will take you an action to place the C4.
Mm-hmm.
Next turn,
Yeah.
boom.
Okay.
So you rush forward and you place it, and there is a satisfying. And are you aiming for a particular cage, or are you just kind of letting whatever happens?
Whatever happens.
Okay.
RX has no like firearms real training, so RX is gonna like slap it on there, like do to like set it to go off in a little bit and go yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker, and then like get the heck up out of there.
As you finish typing the numbers in, you just look up and you see breath against the glass as you are faced with what looks to be a very angry caged raptor just looking directly at you. As you rush away. It is now the other.
As I'm rushing away, can I yell, Kimchi, I don't think that was a good idea.
Oh no.
What did you do?
So Air Force John is going to try and attack you, Mr. U. So that will be an 11. Does that hit?
It does not hit.
That does not hit. And what about a 24?
That does hit.
That does hit. Okay. So that will be 6 points of bludgeoning damage as the first blow goes wide of the mark as you just dodge to one side. But then you just feel this fist just slam into your jaw as your head just cracks up. He has a lot of weight behind his blows, and he's just like, you think you can go toe-to-toe with Air Force John? And Shark Eyes is nearby. He's also going to attack you. So he's going to leap in, and his attacks will be an advantage. So that will be 21 to hit for the first one. So that will be 11 points of damage. And an extra d6 on that. So, and another 2 damage for that first attack. Second attack, 16.
That misses.
That misses, okay. And third attack, a 24.
That hits.
And that will be 8 points of slashing damage as he just comes in a whirlwind of blades, just very silently and almost eerily, just slicing away at you. And the exposed bits of flesh that are currently on display, just like bits of blood just flicking out. It is Lottie, your go, as you see Prescription X just legging it away from the nearby cage.
What the hell did she just do? Lottie wants to move kind of adjacent between like Ryan and whomever is closer. And I'm just try to whack at Ryan again.
So it's at advantage because Kimchi is there as well.
Okay, good. $11.
11 does not hit, unfortunately.
So that's my first one. Oh wait, I didn't add my freaking attack bonus. 16.
That just misses, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh my gosh, 7. Come on.
Misses.
Haha, 25.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Well, that's 1.
Point of damage?
We got a 10. No,
A 10?
I was just saying that was 1 hit.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Lovely. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
Nah, she's just adjacent to these two.
Okay,
Never.
so as your first 2 blows go wide of the mark, the third one finds its target, and you see him just wince and stagger back a little bit. He looks very hurt, it has to be said. Mr. Yu, it is your turn as you are flanked by both Shark Eyes and Air Force John, either side of you. What are you doing?
Okay, 2 on 1. I guess it's fair now. And I'm gonna go for I'm gonna deal with this katana wielding Shark Eyes first, and yeah, I'm just gonna go with unarmed strikes and just go for a punch in the gut. I'll make a power attack smash haymaker. Just gonna stack all of it on. And I'm gonna make it. Actually, should I? I'm gonna make a reckless attack.
Okay.
So it's the same way as barbarians with reckless attacks. I get advantage on my attacks, but then all enemies have advantage on me until the start of my next turn.
Cool.
So 26.
That hits. Roll for damage.
3, 2,
I love the counting.
37 points of damage.
You went 30 over what you needed to.
Just-
How do you want to take out Shark Eyes?
So as I'm taking all of these slashes, I just turn to Air Force John and just go, just wait a second. And I turn around and then just punch Shark Eyes in just across the face. You just hit a crack of the jaw, and I just follow through so that I end up like his face is on the ground and my fist is still going with the connection of it, and I just butt back up again and just turn to Air Force John. Okay, it's just us two now.
Make an intimidation check for me, real quick.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
It's just us two.
That is a dirty 20.
Air Force John just like looks from you to the ground to his friend and back to you and, oh no, I don't need this that much. And he just like starts to back away and just like kneel down on the ground. No, hand behind head, hand behind head.
Yeah, it seems like you've been through this before. Okay.
Yeah. Ryan's go. Ryan sees this and realizes he is on his own. He is going to he's going to try and shoot at Mr. Yu at disadvantage because of Kimchi. So that will not hit. As he sort of brings his pistol out, Kimchi, you instinctively just bring your arm and knock the pistol just out of the way. And so the bolt goes just clear of Mr. Yu. And looking at you, Ryan is furious and he is going to try and attack you now, Kimchi. That will be I imagine that will probably miss with a 7.
Yeah.
And then he's going to try and attack you one more time. That will be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that will be 10 points of ballistic damage as the second shot goes wide of the mark, and then he just brings it straight into your stomach and just goes, dodge this, and just shoots you right in the stomach, and you feel it bruise. It is now your go, Kimchi. What would you like to do?
Okay. Awesome. I have a thing called Payback. Once per turn, when an attacking enemy damages me since my last turn, I add +2 to my attack roll. So I'm just gonna try to keep point blanking him.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that means disadvantage. That's gonna be 17.
17 hits exactly.
Okay. So that's gonna. I'm gonna roll to attack and then just add all of it together. Okay, that's a 7. That's not gonna hit. I'm going to use extreme effort. It's basically like a second an action surge, so I get to make another attack.
Cool, love it.
Oh, that's not 20.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
sorry, disadvantage. 17.
Okay, that still hits.
Okay, and then the last one is an 8. Right, so I only got 1 shot off. That's gonna be 6 damage.
So, did you not get 2?
Did you get 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got 2, you hit 17 exactly twice, I think it was.
9 damage.
9 damage. Lovely. Okay. So that would be. Yeah, he's not looking good as you just go, and both of them make contact, and he staggers back a little bit, a little closer, it has to be said, towards the dinosaur cage. It is Lancelot's go. Lancelot is gonna try and shoot him. So that will be. Damn, Lancelot is not doing good. He misses both times. It is now.
Lancelot. It's a hard day.
It is now X's go. So, is there anything you want to do before the C4 goes off?
I am okay. So like I place the C4, set it, and then things happen. I see Kimchi get shot, and that makes me. I mean, I don't know. I just like yell out Kimchi, and I am actively running away though because this is about to blow, and a very, 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 very upset Velociraptor is about to come out of this thing, and I have 8 hit points. So
I don't know how you have 8 hit points.
I probably lost a 1 when I was doing some counting. But
So I will say you're probably fine. You are booking it to the other side of the room. Mr. You are probably also all right. Lottie and Kimchi and
Right
Ryan
there.
are right next to the C4. Can everyone make dexterity saving throws for me, please? I will say because Kimchi and Lottie, you have advance warning, you know to brace for it. So it can be at advantage for the two of you. Ryan is just rolling straight.
I
Oh
got
boy.
21.
Okay.
It was a one and done for me.
Oh no.
for both rolls?
You got a nat 1 on both?
No. They were both 9s. Which
Oh,
means,
okay.
And it's a +7 to my save.
God.
I'm
Okay.
very upset right now.
So anyone who got over a 13 will take half damage of what I'm about to roll. So,
Oh.
X is out
okay,
to
it's
kill
not too
me.
bad.
They really did say X gonna give it to you.
So for anyone who rolled above a 13, it's 5 points of damage. For anyone else, it is 13 points of damage.
I'm down. I'm so down. I didn't
There
have
is-
much left.
There is a as you just watch as the C4 explodes on the front. As Kimchi, you bring your hand up to protect yourself from the blast. Lottie, you are flung straight back into the nearby terminal and you flop down on the floor unconscious as Ryan flies forward and just lands on the ground. He is looking hurt and he is looking bloodied. And as the dust begins to settle and as smoke begins to rise, you hear as something just taps against the floor, as a hooked claw just steps out of the now open cage, and Ryan turns around as this raptor steps out of the smoke. Ryan just brings his hands up as it just and you just see him screaming out as the tail just whips back and forth. There is a raptor that is tearing Ryan apart in the middle of the room. You are out of initiative, but what are you all doing as this raptor just stands there? And
Dying.
you see Air Force John just like turning around and oh my god, and he just begins to stand.
Sit down, John. You stay there.
I want to grab.
all right.
It's fine. I got him. I'm gonna grab Air Force John by the scruff of the neck and just be like, as much as it's fun watching this one get torn apart, I don't think I want them to. They have some questions to answer. And I'll like drag, just like toss Air Force John to the other side of the rim.
Oh,
Kimchi.
my God.
I thought you were
Lottie.
about to say that you grab the raptor by the back of its neck like a cat.
Can I do that now? Because that's an idea that I would like to make happen.
Go for it. Yeah, if you can.
Have the raptor by the scruff.
I mean,
Wow.
there's no animal handling check, but I will say make just a straight strength. Make a
Okay.
straight strength for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
interested
looking
to
at
see this play out.
You're about to make this raptor like look at you like mom.
like.
Mama.
Do I have anything to help me here? I don't think I do. I have advantage on grappling,
Okay. Yeah. I'd say this is definitely a grapple situation.
and also I have a whole set of notes and features that I've had this whole time that I didn't know about, that I completely forgot about. I also have luck points, so if I fail this roll, I can just re-roll again. Okay. Yeah, that was a bad roll. I'm gonna use one of my luck points. That was a 7 on the die.
But don't you have advantage?
Oh yeah, I do. I just have advantage. Yeah. Oh, that's even better. Yes. I said 21. No. Yeah, 21.
So you stride forward as Air Force John sits very obediently next to Prescription X, and you just walk over and grabbing this raptor around the neck, just like hold it in place, and you hear it just
Yeah,
as it
that's
just
okay.
whips back and forth, and you are just holding it in place, just.
I'm just gonna keep it in place and just look down at whatever's left of Ryan. Is he?
There is not a lot left. You can see a
Okay.
couple of like bits of equipment hanging from his belt. There's what looks to be a radio. You can see a couple of weapons and grenades still around his belt, but his upper torso is basically gone. And you can see that as you have this raptor in a chokehold, its eyes are slowly beginning to kind of like get a little bit sleepy as it.
There we go. There we go. The sun is setting. Just relax.
Just lies down.
Well, that was a
Kinda like-
first.
It's kind of like a scaly puppy if you look at it this way.
Yeah, yeah. Are you still looking to like have more? No, let's talk about this afterwards. I don't know if this raptor would be very friendly with Spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't adopt a raptor.
Could you check on Lottie?
Oh, yeah.
Just over here bleeding everywhere.
So with my first aid kit, I can do like a medicine check at advantage.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
That's a 4. That's a 6. My medicine is +4, so it's gonna be 10.
Okay. Yeah, I will say that stabilizes. I mean,
I get a tampon. I just
the healing power of the sanitary product brings you back into the land of the living, Lottie.
This is a tampon.
don't take that out.
Okay, Lottie's just gonna roll on her back and just lay there. Just that sucked.
You want a granola bar?
No, I can't chew right now.
Oh,
I do. Can
Oh,
She's like
yeah.
coughing up
here
blood.
you go.
Lancelot walks over and sort of placing a hand on your shoulder, Mr. You, and then at the rest of you, just thank you. That was unexpected. Thank you.
Lottie's just gonna give like a bloody thumbs up from the ground and then like plop her arm back down.
You're good. You're good. You don't have to do anything. You're okay.
And then she's gonna do like, okay.
Please stop. I feel very bad. Please just stop. No, down. Lottie.
Kimchi, can you stop Lottie?
No.
No,
So
okay.
as I'm walking to the helicopter, I'm gonna walk past Lance and go, well, I mean, based off of like your performance here, I understand why you lost your team. I think that, maybe we could do this is clearly a teachable moment here.
The loss of my found family is a teachable moment.
Yeah, hopefully you don't do that again.
Hopefully so.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna
Thank you.
tap him on the shoulder and continue to walk over to the helicopter.
As
Good talk.
this
Good
is
talk.
all happening, Air Force John is still kneeling on the ground and he's looking at the tampon related medicine and he's looking around at all of you and he's like, you guys are strange.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
we're the
Get on your
street
stomach.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I definitely have something for this. There we go.
Air Force John just kind of looks over in the direction of Ryan and the unconscious raptor next to him and he just kind of, you're not gonna stick that thing on me, are you?
Do you want it?
No, we're not. RX, we're not.
I mean, it's out now.
Yeah, I think we probably have to deal with that.
Why don't you keep it, Mr. You?
Um,
You need a companion, and you were talking about your daughter needed a pet, right? There
yeah,
you go.
I'm not gonna give Ellie Belly a raptor.
I feel like that'd be
At least
great
not until
for,
she's like 16.
right? You could
She's still
train it
very young.
and then give it to her on her 16th birthday, like people do with cars. I feel like this is a great idea. This is a great idea.
RX is onto something.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll think about it. Hold on. I'm just gonna like go over to the raptor and I want to just hoist it onto my shoulder to try and pick it up.
Yeah, I'd say you could probably do that. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You could like
Okay. For John, you get to walk, or do you want me to carry you as well?
what you gonna do with me?
We're gonna take you in for questioning. You have links to the butler. You're gonna tell us everything you know.
Please, you don't know what this man's capable of. Please don't you can't take me in for questioning.
I think I'm fairly aware of what the butler's capable of, which is why we're taking you in. I feel like whatever the butler does to you after hearing this failed mission, will probably worse than whatever we do to you.
You might have a point.
Yeah. So do you want to be on top of the raptor or on my right shoulder, or just want to walk?
I want to be anywhere near that thing. And he
Okay.
just like gets up and starts like moving his way towards the helicopter.
Doesn't it have handcuffs? I feel like we probably like at the very least put handcuffs on this thing. Just in case it wakes up again.
Nope.
I'll check Ryan's what's left of Ryan's body for handcuffs or something.
Yeah, I'll say for
Or
expediency's
zip
sake,
ties.
you can find some handcuffs. But as you reach down, Mr. U, the radio on his belt you see is just blinking red. On and off and on and off. It appears to be an incoming call.
I'm going to click it on and just be silent just to hear what's said.
Ryan, is it done?
I'm going to just let the raptor down and then sit down and put the radio up and just say, Ryan's not here to answer the phone. Please leave a message after the beep.
There was a pause for a moment. Hello, Victor.
Hello, Butler. Long time.
Very long time. So I take it Ryan was unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful is a word for what Ryan is right now, yes.
Interesting. How are you, Victor?
I'm not going to stick around for pleasantries. We have a helicopter to catch and a raptor to tame.
It's a shame pleasantries is all I have time for at the moment. I've moved into a new area, you see. Newly acquired garden, lovely white picket fence neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I'm just sipping on some homemade lemonade that one of the neighbors made. I'm waving to her now. Beautiful little girl. Eleanor, I think her name was.
Listen to me closely. If you hurt a single hair on her head,
I
You'll
understand from Brian that you love your child very much. It would be awful if anything were to happen, wouldn't you say?
yeah, it would be awful.
So here's what I'm prepared to do, Victor. I may call you Victor.
You've been doing it this entire time.
I have.
Now.
I would like you to step away. If there are any survivors of Ryan's little group, you're to let them go. You four have witnessed everything. You will die, of course, but your daughter and your ex-wife don't need to. Are you still there, Victor?
Yes, I am.
Good. Oh, good. Is the aircraft still there?
Yes, it is.
If there are any survivors, let them board and let them go.
I'll see you soon, Butler.
Oh, I don't know about that, Victor. I don't know about that at all.
I'm gonna hang up. And walk to the rest of the team and just say, we need to let Air Force John go.
Why?
We need to. I'm just gonna turn to Air Force John, get on the helicopter, and leave.
I'm free to go. All right.
Lottie cannot speak, but she hears all of this, and she's gonna point at Lancelot, as in like a question of what about him?
I'm sorry. I know I just overstepped my role. Your leader, Lottie. I just, at the very least, need him to go. I'll explain later.
Lottie's just gonna bring her hands like to her chest and just accept it. She can't fight you right now. Do whatever you want.
Mr. Yu, quick question. Did you drop the Raptor into the aircraft before going back to
No,
the radio?
I probably heard the radio and went back with the Raptor. I expected it to be like another team member of Ryan's or something. So I had set the Raptor by Ryan and the radio again. As I picked up.
So as Air Force John gets onto the aircraft, he kind of turns around and he's like, "What am I doing now? You getting on as well?"
No, we came in our own vehicle. A lot more fun than that. Anyway.
So it's just me and these. And he turns around and you can see for the first time through the door of the aircraft that there are a number of glass cages already inside the aircraft. And he just, "You leave me in here with a whole bunch of scaly things?"
I just turned to Lottie, Captain.
God. She's just gonna shrug, like she's basically planked on the ground right now. She's gonna shrug and look at you and just like, you're the captain. I'm asleep.
I don't think I'm the best person for that role.
Well, I'm about torn limb for limb, so I don't think I am either.
As you stand there, or in some cases lie, Kimchi and RX, can you both make perception checks for me, please?
Oh, okay.
Exactly what's gonna happen, and it's gonna be terrible.
Knowing Ed, yeah.
Nat 20! Let's go!
Oh yeah.
So, Kimchi, very little can be heard over the sound of the aircraft that is outside. But RX, as you're looking around and kind of wondering why this heel turn from Mr. U, you hear a very faint and then another. And this second one, the room judders. And you look across at a little bit of rubble on the floor as it slowly starts to just move of its own accord to the side. And you realize that the floor is slowly beginning to tilt as you just hear and suddenly the entire building just begins to move downward, and you realize that the Empire State Building is falling away from the aircraft in the sky as the roof begins to cave in and the entire building begins to fall towards the ground and the streets of New York below. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
What?
And we'll be back in 2 weeks. Not one, in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I'm
We're going to be
dead,
taking.
I have one hit point.
Oh god. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to still wrap my head around that. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be back in 2 weeks, taking next week off because scheduling, but we're gonna be back on the 4th of June and with the final episode of our 3-part mini series of the A stream. So you're gonna be hanging off that cliff for a good 2 weeks. I'm really sorry, but we're suffering with you as well. Well, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves, tell everyone, well, outro ourselves, let everyone know where you can find you, what you're up to, all of that good biz. And we'll start off with the GM this time, Ed.
I am Ed. I'm Edward Spence. You can find me on Twitter at Edward_Spence_. Yeah, though we're going to be taking a week off from this, we are going to, both Sam and myself, be starting a brand new campaign this Thursday with Cantrip Breakers. It is going to be the return of Cantrip Breakers. We have very familiar faces in the cast. We also have a new cast member as well. We have some familiar characters, some very exciting new characters as well, which I can't wait to share with you all. And yeah, we're going to be exploring the dark region of Mornvale, full of werewolves and witches and ghosts and ghouls and vampires, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait. And I'll let Sam mention the other thing that we're both involved with on a Tuesday. So Sam, would you like to go?
Well, it's Tuesday for us, but for everybody else, every Monday
true.
we have a D&D podcast that is released on all your podcasting platforms called Forgotten Paths. It's an amnesia campaign. We were handed blank character sheets, and together we have discovered who we are along with the audience. We're up to no good as always. And Drak is actually one of our guests in it, so you'll be able to hear a familiar voice there. As for me, you can find me, I used to say Monday through Friday because now Thursdays I'll be over on twitch.tv/CantripBreakers. But yeah, I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, and that's what I'm going through right now. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can think of. Probably not. See you dead next time. All right. Let's go to Pie.
Yeah, roll up that new character now. Yeah.
For a last session. I'm actually Ryan's ghost.
Speaking of, we should check out on Pie's HP, because I don't think having 8 HP is right.
I've been surviving so far, so
Okay.
Thank God for Kimchi.
but yeah, also let's look into that because I'm pretty sure I did some math really wrong. But you know, yeah, my name is Pi. You can find me over on twitch.tv/diceyamazons, where I play games and roll a lot of nat ones. And right now I'm playing Division 2 again, so you can catch me saving DC in my Gucci slides and tank top. And yeah, we're gonna pass it over to Kimchi, my favorite.
Hello. I'm Stella Luna on Twitch, Stella Luna TV on all other social media. I'm a TTRPG producer and professional GM. For me, I've got something really special next week on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time over at my channel, twitch.tv/Stella Luna. We will be premiering Unbound Candlekeep Mysteries. It's going to be really exciting. If you're all about chaotic queer energy, that is what we're going to do. Literally, one of the characters is a smut author. And then we've got like very thirsty vampire boy. We got a grandma turtle. We've got a librarian. Who am I forgetting? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's
What's
no
Cassie? Is
May.
Cassie? Oh,
No,
May.
May is playing as a heartbroken runaway bride energy who is an Eladrin. So like, you know, all the seasons are like literally wearing on her sleeve, and very, very cool characters. And it's going to be a very thirsty campaign. The very first session is Friday, and we are starting off in a bathhouse. Yeah. See you in
Wow.
2
Best
weeks.
way to start off. Hi, I'm Draconics. I'm one of the co-founders and the event organizer of Friends Roll Dice. I played Mr. U today, and hopefully, if I survive whatever this fall is, I'll be playing Mr. U in 2 weeks' time as well. But you can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. And I stream all over the place, so honestly, that's the best place to find me. The only things I will shout out is that on this coming Monday over on Cobold Press at 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be in the final episode of our 4-shot mini-series over on Cobold Press called The Great Ooze-scape, where we all play oozes inside of a mad mage's tower, and we recently unionized. All of the monsters have unionized, so we are all going to have a union meeting and be planning, plotting, and placing traps around the tower, Home Alone style, for when the mad mage comes back from vacation, so we can end him after the awful treatment he's caused his employees. And on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern over on Table Story, I'm in a highly emotional, so many content warnings slapped on it, a campaign called Kingmakers. I play a character whose look and personality, once the trauma has passed, is heavily based on Scar and Kovu. So if you want some of that, find me there. I also want to shout out again a wonderful tech producer. You can't see them, but they're behind the screen is Tara. Follow them on Twitter at Molethulu. That's MOLETHULU. Is there an underscore in there? Correct me if it is an underscore. There's no underscore? No. Okay, that's it. Follow them on Twitter. They've been awesome setting all of this up and doing the tech stuff behind the scenes. But yeah, we'll
Wait.
see.
I remembered the last thing that I needed to say.
Oh, yes. Go, do it.
Monday night I have Kolak. I am
Yes. Wait, you're back on Kolak? Wait.
Kolak.
I know who else is going to be on Kolak because they've told me. So are all of you.
Well, it's all been announced.
Okay, cool. You can't. Okay, this is
Ash
going to be
and
so good. And
Karen.
Ash. Oh, this
Yeah,
gonna be good.
but yeah, if y'all have not seen Kolak, it's over on twitch.tv/FearHQ. Also, tons of content warning. It is a very realistic horror, like post-apocalyptic kind of show. And my character is dangerous.
Yes,
Love
they
her.
are.
We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Oh boy, I'm excited for that. Okay. But yeah, again, thank you all for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time, and I guess stay extreme. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye.